The National Guard is on standby tonight, ready to deploy to correctional facilities across the state as officers strike for a second day. Governor Kathy Hochul saying late this afternoon the National Guard will mobilize tomorrow morning if the strike does not come to an end. Now, 13 WAM Stephen Pappas went to 5 Points Correctional Facility in Seneca County, where dozens were outside protesting today. Stephen?
Yeah, well, good evening. As Scott just mentioned, it's been very cold and windy today, but it isn't stopping corrections officers from getting outside and striking over what they call unhealthy working conditions. Some telling me it's their only choice. Dozens of corrections officers, their friends and family braving the wind and cold to say enough is enough.
I believe it's finally came to a breaking point where everybody is sick and tired of being put through this.
Scott Ryan is a corrections officer at 5 Points Correctional Facility in Romulus. He's worked there for 15 years and says he's worked many long shifts.
Your average day is 16, but most people are doing 24 to 32 hours. And it's paying a toll not only on themselves, but it's also paying a toll on their families.
Governor Kathy Hochul now saying she prepares to deploy the National Guard to protect corrections officers still on the job. For Ryan, he says that doesn't address their needs.
It'll take a lot more than bringing in the National Guard, because the National Guard's helping the facility. Nobody's came out here to talk to us besides maybe you, a couple other people. But other than that, I mean, there's a long list.
The strike in Romulus, part of workers' strikes in more than 24 prisons across New York State, including 5 Points, Clinton Correctional Facility on the border of Vermont and Quebec, Attica Correctional Facility, Groveland Correctional Facility in Livingston County, where David Washburn retired from in June. He says it's not just the long hours that make the job hazardous.
They're not safe. Right now, there's minimal staff in there. It's not safe for anybody. Officers, that's one of the reasons we left. It's not safe for anybody anymore.
Governor Hochul and the Department of Corrections calling these protests illegal, and the department is dedicated to increasing staffing levels. Ryan says he hopes to see changes made soon.
It's tough on people to even try to just do a normal day, and then now we can be stuck for 24, and some people are going to be stuck for longer than that, depending on the situation.
Now, the union that represents the New York's correctional workers says it did not authorize the strike. Ryan and others at today's strike at 5 Points tell me they plan to be outside 24/7 until a deal can be reached.